Hi everyone, I want to talk about overthinking and how it can lead also to superstition. So let's start with superstition. You know, the classic stuff. Um, a back, a back, a back, a black cat crosses your path and suddenly you're convinced you are going to have a bad day. Or you break a mirror and now it seems it's like you're gonna have a bad luck. That's superstitious. That's kind of thing. And now overthinking, you don't need me to explain that one. You know what it is, but here's the thing. I don't actually see myself as a superstitious as a superstitious person. I don't believe that just because it's raining something bad is going to happen. But when I start overthink, that's when superstition creeps in. And before I start, let me just tell you, I know there is different it can happen because of trauma, overthinking, this superstitious stuff, because of trauma, because of wanting to feel safe. It can be a disorder. I'm gonna explain. It can come from a lot of stuff and from a lot of different situations and things. Anxiety, overthink. We can overthink because we are control freaks. So many layers to it, so many things. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to cover all of that today. But yeah, I'm just gonna share my experience. So let's start. So when I start, I've noticed this about myself. When I'm not doing well mentally, when I feel overwhelmed or just not in a good place, my overthinking gets worse. And the worse the overthinking gets, sometimes, not always, but it can happen that the more superstitious I become. It's almost like passing the responsibility on to something else, because then it's not me making a bad choice, it's the sign. Um, and sure, that makes that take the pressure off for a second, but it's not the solution. And I also think it happens because our minds want to justify things. It wants to justify everything, make sense of everything. Um, like again, when something bad happens, you can blame something like, oh, it happened because earlier the black cat crossed the road. You know, it's very cliche examples, but to paint the picture, it can be like not the black cat, whatever you want, but just to paint the picture how it works, like in my brain sometimes, and maybe you can relate to it too. I had this situation and I saw so many people. I'm gonna give you examples. For me, for example, it was it was so bad that I wasn't able to choose a way home. Like, I'm gonna explain. It sounds funny, but it's not. Like, there are 3 different routes I can take to go home, and I'll be stuck thinking, if I go this way, maybe this happens. If I go that way, maybe something else happens. And it sounds small, it sounds stupid, but in the moment it feels huge. It's draining, and I think a lot of it comes from control again. Like I talk, it can come from control or wanting to feel safe. But I can be a control freak. I like knowing what's going to happen, planning for it, being prepared. But life doesn't work that way. You can't control everything, and the more you try, the worse the overthinking gets. So right now, I'm really trying to let it go of overthinking, to allow things to unfold as they are, even if it's not perfect, even if it doesn't match what I had in my head. But overthinking, again, it's not always about big stuff. Sometimes it's the smallest slice, like silliest decisions. Like I saw someone that was taking like a lot of time to decide what sandwich they wanted to eat. Like almost taking 30 minutes. Like that's crazy. Um like the decision that should take like what, 5 minutes, less even than 5 minutes, and that then you just complicate your own life for no reason. You just exhaust yourself for no reason. Again, I know there can be different conditions and different different mental states. But one thing, if any of this happened to you, one thing that really helped me is asking, so what if? That comes from my therapist, and it really helped me. Like this phrase, it's simple. Again, it's so simple, but asking yourself, so what is? Like, what if I make this choice and it doesn't work out? What's the worst that happens? What is going to be the worst that happens? And most of the time, the answer is nothing crazy. If it doesn't work out, then maybe it wasn't meant to be, and I'll try something else. That little so what if question really cuts through the spiral. And you can ask this question, and you can ask yourself this question in a big situation or in a small situation. What if? Another thing is being present. I know easier said than done, but the truth is, when you're overthinking, you are not present. You are in the past, replaying things, or you're in the future, worrying, or like, I don't know, dreaming about the future. It's not bad, but like can be too much in the future, thinking too much about the future, and also stay stuck there. It can become like an escapism. Escape. So you are almost never here now, and the present can actually be really sweet. It can be really nice to be in the present. Sometimes it's just noticing something small that makes you smile. Sometimes it's an opportunity you would have missed if you were not paying attention. Staying present, if you don't know how, if you never practice that, takes a lot of discipline, and it's not gonna always happen. And even if you have discipline, you can still think about the past or future. Of course, we are humans, but staying as much present as you can be a very beautiful thing, and can be very enjoyable, staying in the present moment. Another thing is walking helps with that. So I've been trying to walk, oh my god, I cannot speak, to walk almost every day, even if it's just like 10 or 15 minutes around the block. It quiets your mind, helps you feel present in your body, and it can lift your mood, like shift. If you're feeling stuck, if you've been thinking about something and you've been feeling stuck, it can shift you and help you actually to get unstuck and get more clarity. It helps with creativity. If you feel stuck and need idea, a short walk almost always brings clarity. At least for me, it always brings clarity. Another big thing I realized, your nervous system. I never paid attention to mine before, but looking back, a lot of the time my nervous system was just off. It was just off. You don't realize it when you live every day. You don't pay attention to it. You don't realize it. But for a lot of people, it's just off. Always in the state of alarm, and that's why a lot of overthinking happens. And that's why I was talking about, about being superstitious. So when you're in that state, everything feels harder. Concentrating, making decisions, even small tasks, feel like climbing a mountain, like literally. it feels like it's so much effort that you cannot even start. When you realign your nervous system, when you calm it down, let it, like, you learn how to breathe, everything shifts. Life feels lighter, you feel at peace, you're not numb, you're just okay. And that's such an incredible state to be in. And talking about breathing, another thing that I learned, and there's an app I'm gonna leave in description, I forgot the name, but do it for 5 minutes every single day, if you can, 3 times a day. We don't know how to breathe. I think a lot of people don't know how to breathe, and I'm learning how to breathe. When I talk, a lot of times I forget to breathe. Practicing that can also help you with calming your nervous system a lot, like literally a lot. I hope some of these tools will be helpful for you. For me, it was very life-changing, and it was easy in my life. It just eased, oh my god, it just eased, I wanted to say, it just eased my life in a lot of ways. And one thing I remember, one more thing, when you go to bed, before going to your bed, say that you have to leave your day behind. It's gone, you cannot go back. Try to go with no thoughts. Set intention for the night, for the next day, and try to go with no thoughts. And when the thoughts start to kick in, you count 1, 2, 3, and so on. And it will help to calm the mind. I think going to bed, it doesn't always happen, but going to bed without phone, without my laptop, and trying to leave the day behind, good, bad, no matter, just trying to leave the day behind, going with no thoughts, with no gadgets into my bed, I've been sleeping better, and I've been waking up with a better mood every morning. So that also was very, very helpful. Yeah, I hope you can take something from this, and that it can help you as much as it helped me. And let me know what your tools that you use when you overthink. And I see you next time.